Hi, I'm Jill from June Taylor. We know that many of you are home and looking for a creative project to do, and we have it for you. This is the first time we've done something like this, but we have created a special offer for our YouTube guests that combines a couple of the products that we sell at June Taylor, a circle ruler called Charming Circles, a glue stick, and our fusible fabric sheets that you can combine with your denim that you might have at home. So you get to repurpose your denim into fun things like this tote bag or a beautiful blanket that can be used as a weighted blanket, this lovely pillow, or even a wall hanging or a tote made out of repurposed denim and photos of your favorite people. Again, all you're going to need from home is some denim to work with, 5-inch squares of fabric, a sewing machine and thread, and the rest we will provide to you. To begin, we collected a bunch of old blue jeans that don't fit anymore. The more colors you have, the more interesting your end project is going to look. You want to cut out your denim just so that it makes at least about an 8 by 8-inch square, and then your Charming Circles ruler will fit right on that. So cut your denim. The next thing we're going to do is we are going to find 5-inch fabrics. So you can dig into your stash and just take a collection of fabrics out of your stash. We're going to show you how to cut them into 5-inch squares. You already may have 5-inch squares. That's fine too. You can use pre-cut 5-inch squares. If you don't have fabric at home, you might have shirts. These are some old plaids from some old shirts that don't fit anymore, so you could use shirts. You can also use men's neckties. This is what a tie looks like. When you basically turn it over and tear it apart, it actually makes 2 pieces about this big. And all you're going to need is a 5-inch square, so you can usually cut about 2 pieces of 5 inches out of one necktie. And they're so interesting to work with because every tie goes through fashion times, and it's just kind of fun to see that. In addition to having the fabric glue stick and the ruler in your kit, you're also going to get 5 sheets of our fusible fabric. And this is fabric that you can run through an inkjet printer and print your photos on. On the back is a fusible, and we're going to show you how to press that right onto the denim circles. You can order this in a kit. You can order it separately, or you don't have to order it at all. If you're just interested in doing the fabric inside the blocks, it would just be the ruler and the glue stick that you would need. So as you can see, the Charming Circles ruler is round, and it has these little slot openings that form a square, and that is where our 5-inch squares are going to come into play. You can also see that there's crosshairs along here as well. And that's going to be used when we want to center something, either a motif in a fabric or a photo that we might want to center. And what these dotted lines mean all around the edges is that's where our denim is going to end up folding in. So the available part that you're really going to see your fabric is right in this center area here. So the ruler does not come with this white backing on. That's just for us to kind of show it to you. It'll actually be clear like this so you can see through it. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to cut circles out of our denim. There's 2 ways to do that. If you have a rotary cutter and a cutting mat, you can just hold the ruler down and go ahead and cut. If you don't have that, it's fine. You just want to get a marking pen, and any marking pen will do. And you're just going to trace around the edges of the circle like this, and that is going to be your cutting line. So you're simply going to take your scissors and go ahead and cut out all your circles like that. I have a couple cut out so you can kind of see what they're going to look like. And again, you can mix different kinds of denim if you like, light and dark. Then we're going to cut 5-inch pieces of fabric. So it's easy to take any of your fabric scraps and put your ruler over the top, and let's get our marking pen out again. And we don't want to waste any fabric, so I can really kind of move the ruler toward the edge here. I hold it down, and then in these little openings here, I'm making a mark with my marker, and this is going to designate my 5-inch square. And there you can now see we have a 5-inch square. You can cut that square out with your rotary cutter, or you can use your scissors to cut that out. So for each denim circle that we use, we're going to have one 5-inch square. If you're using clothing, like an old shirt like this, what's really nice is that these crosshairs in this ruler allow us to line this up perfectly so that everything is straight, and my plaid is straight. So I've used one of the lines in the plaid to center in the middle from top to bottom, and one left to right. You could also turn it on an angle if you liked, and that would give you a completely different look because then your plaid would be at an angle. Here's one of the men's neckties. And again, I'm just going to put the ruler over the top. Find a point to center those crosshairs and put your marks in just like we did before. When you can see the marks, we're just going to connect them into the square and cut. If you've decided to get the photo fabric, this one is quite easy because it's so fun to center a familiar face in the ruler like this. And then again, just use your marker to go around all 4 sides and cut out all of your 5-inch squares. Next, we're going to attach our 5-inch squares to the denim, the reverse side. Flip the denim over, wrong side up, flip your square over, take your fabric glue pen and make an X. Now this is purple. It will go on purple and it will dry clear. So this fabric glue on the back then goes onto the circle. You're just going to simply line up the square so that it fits right in the center of the circle, just like that. Now if you are using photos, you want to take your denim square, flip it over. Fabric has fusible on the back. Line this up so that it's even in the center. Take your iron and press. And when you press this, the heat of the iron is going to secure the fabric to the back side of your denim circle. So now we've got one with a photo and one with a piece of fabric. We're now going to pin 2 of our circles together, and an easy way to do that is to put a pin on the top and bottom of one of the squares, and then with your denim right sides together, what you want to do is make sure that you are lining up the square edges of both pieces together like that, and now these should automatically line up as well. So if I fold this fabric over here and peek underneath here, it should be my square lining up, and it is. So I've now pinned these 2 together. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to stitch across one edge, right on the edge of that 5-inch square. If you catch the needle in here, fine. If you don't, that's fine too. As you can see, we ran a dark stitch all the way across of that 5-inch square, and now my 2 circles are stitched together. We're going to take our next one, which is this pink one, and we'll do the same thing with the pins again and stitch right along the top of the 5-inch square. You can see we now ran a stitch across the top of this pink square, and so now that's attached. We have 3 of them attached. Now what we're going to do is flip this over and press these little petals open. If you have spray starch around the house or any kind of starch, it's really helpful to kind of get that denim to bend. We use Starch Savvy. Any starch will work. So what you're going to do then is press those open. We'll get this one over here pressed open so that it's nice and flat. And our next step is we're going to be joining rows together. So when our flower petals are nice and open, we're going to take another row. Here's another one that we've sewn and pressed open. And you're going to put the denim right sides together and line this up. And we're going to run a stitch all the way across the top of those 3 5-inch squares. So we've now sewn all the way along the top of the 5-inch squares. And we are going to add a little starch here and press our flower petals open in the other direction. If you don't have starch, a lot of steam or even just a little spritz of water will help get those flower petals to stay open. At this point, we're going to make a decision on how to finish these off. One choice would be to sew a 1/4 of an inch away from the edge, and you would just literally sew a 1/4 of an inch all the way around, and that's something that we actually have done right here. So in this one you can see we sewed a 1/4 of an inch away. So there's my 1/4 inch, and that raw edge is hanging out. If you sew a 1/4 of an inch, put it in the washer and put it in the dryer, it's going to give you that fluffy, soft, shabby chic look. If you like a little bit more of a neat look, you can finish off by using a decorative stitch on your sewing machine, such as what we've done here. You can use a zigzag stitch, but this is a really nice place to show off all those fun stitches that we have on our machine. So in this case, we've actually really just sealed our whole flower petal down there. Now that we've got our squares all done, I just wanted to show you what the corner looks like and how these are finished, because those petals just fold right over like this and are sewn on. And so there's really no layering of backing or batting or anything in here. Your blanket is basically complete once all your fabric petals are sewn over. This particular blanket is using 14 squares in one direction, 24 in the other direction. So it's quite large, great picnic size. I also want you to know it weighs about 5 pounds. So if you have someone who needs a weighted blanket, this is a great solution for them. You will also note that our packaging insert will give you several other sizes of blankets to make. But for your reference, a crib size 45 by 60 takes 108 circles and 108 squares to make. For more inspiration, our tote bag is made up of 27 circles and squares, 9 on the front, 9 on the back, 3 on each side and on the bottom. Remember, save the waistband of your blue jeans. They make perfect straps for your purses, and even save the belt loops, because there's always a place that those can be used as well. To actually put this tote bag together, the pattern is free and it's on our website. We also loved how this looked by having the photos in the denim, and we used all of the same denim for this particular sample. This could be used as a pillow front, it could be used as one facing of the tote bag, or we put a little metal hanger in, it could be used as a wonderful wall hanging. And another example of our pillow, and this would be 9 circles and squares put together, and all the same denim is used, so that has a uniform look, and this makes a gorgeous pillow. In addition to putting the photos with the squares and the circles, if you need a little additional inspiration, you can really print out anything on these sheets. It doesn't have to be photos, it can be graphics or text like we've done here, and you simply trim around it, place it on your project. This happens to be a little apron, cute for a little birthday party, and you just simply press it on. You don't need a pressing sheet over the top, just go ahead and press, high heat, and it makes such a cute gift. Here we got a head start on our trick-or-treat bags for the year, and we did a little turtle theme, another color of our apron, and one of my favorite projects is a little tote for your markers, and those can all be personalized with names. It's a cute little idea for a little birthday party. We've hoped to add some enjoyment to your time at home and inspired you to make something fun, repurposing your denim and getting some of those fabric scraps out of your scrap bin or old shirts and putting them to good use.